Subscribe, hit that bell icon, and share this clip if you enjoy it. This is TRS Clips. 5-6 years ago, when I was 22, people my age didn't know anything about personal finance, dude.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much content available for Indian students, Indian professionals. We're living in a different world. COVID, the Ankur Varikus of the world, the Raj Shamanis of the world, the Rachna Ranades of the world, the Pia Basefs of the world have done a lot to just tell the country that, listen, you need to take better care of your money.
As you said, a lot is happening.
I'm not talking just about crypto. I think often people, at least my age, a lot of people associate fintech with the Zerodha.
Maybe a question for you.
Sure.
What's so exciting about crypto
To
you as a person?
me or the generation?
Are you excited about crypto as an investment?
Because I've done my engineering, I'm excited about Ethereum.
But you're excited about the technology.
Yes.
Forget the technology. And I'm talking about the excitement about crypto as an asset class to buy and to trade. What's so exciting?
It begins with my idols talking about it in terms of Gary Vaynerchuk, who I trust blindly, who I see that he's got, he's validated his own career by creating material success for himself. It begins with that. The engineering mind then dives deep into why is Ethereum even a thing? Parallelly, it makes me think of why is Bitcoin a thing? Ethereum actually has some value.
That's true.
Like, you're familiar with the whole...
Yep.
But it made me question that why does Bitcoin have value? And what I realize is it's got enough people who point at Bitcoin and say that, okay, this is valuable. And when you actually study the nature of money or gold or diamonds or platinum, it's basically the same concept that people saw this yellow shiny metal and said, this is going to be worth something.
Right.
So that's what's happened with Bitcoin. With Ethereum, there is engineering use cases.
I agree with that.
Therefore, it's exciting. Same with Polygon, Sandeep Nelwal, these guys. And I feel that generally, because of what's happening in the Web3 ecosystem, we are going towards a metaverse. I feel there is a lot of hype, for sure. There's a lot of hype. But I've constantly tried viewing it as a neutral. And I feel that, neutrally speaking, it is a positive kind of swing. In saying that, if you're purely talking about making money, there are already some tried and tested fantastic methods in the world of finance that aren't being spoken about enough. And therefore, I notice a lot of finance professionals being pissed off about the hype around crypto because they see numbers and they see money making techniques. And they say that, listen, you can make much more money in private equity. You can make much more money in the stock market. Why are you looking at that? I just feel it's a cultural thing, man. This generation is hyped about that because of the Gary V's of the world and the Tanmais of the world, etc. But people are learning about the tried and tested methods also. It's that whole angle about how once T20s came in, everyone thought Test cricket will die, but Test cricket is still there and it's still popular.
That's an interesting comparison. I think the technology behind it is phenomenal. In fact, we are exploring how we can use blockchain as a way of executing contracts on grip, right? And making it smarter, making it easier for people. At the same time, we're trying to see if the RBI brings in the digital rupee, is that a great way for people to make investments? So I think the technology is phenomenal. I think there is more to be discovered about some of the coins that are there, and I wish people would apply a little bit more filter into making some of those bets just for their own sake.
Do you own any crypto?
I don't. I don't own any crypto. But I understand the use cases for things like Ethereum, but I don't own any crypto because trading in crypto is not something that I have bought into yet.
Sure. No, you're but okay, let's speak about your finance experience and why that has led you to not believing in crypto.
Sure.
Curiosity.
Yeah. I think more, not just my finance experience, but just overall experience, right? Like you said that. So what is the science behind? What is the science or the engineering behind it? What is the value being coming out of, right? People said that crypto is going to be a hedge to the volatility. Okay, it's going to be a hedge to events like the war. It's going to be stable. It can be a currency. Okay,
that's in theory. You're saying that's the hypothesis.
That is the hypothesis of crypto. Okay, this is why crypto was started.
Sure.
What we have seen now is that crypto or coins are not stable pricing, right? We have seen that they actually have a great correlation to the stock market. They're not uncorrelated to the stock market. And if it is truly a currency, it cannot move that way. It cannot have that kind of variation, right? So what you're then trying to see, and it's also supposed to be incredibly decentralized, when in reality, the holding of most crypto is incredibly concentrated in the hands of few.
In Silicon Valley?
In Silicon Valley for sure, but also among other pockets of really, miners or people who have incredible amount of money and are really vested in this asset class, which means that for a lot of purposes, you're not achieving the true tenets behind which crypto was thought to be an answer. If that is not the case, then it is simply what a group of people believe is the value of this asset class. Diamonds still have a real world utility. Gold still has a real world utility. Bitcoins and other coins, or most other coins, don't have a real world utility. Okay? There are certain use cases and certain types of coins which do, and I think those are great. Right? I've heard some absolutely fantastic applications of what crypto and blockchain can do, and it's mind-boggling, right? For a country like India, what can be enabled?
Like for example,
the most recent one I heard was that farmers used to go to mandis, right? And they used to give their produce. Now they used to get a contract to say you've given your produce, paper contract, but they needed money, so they used to go to the bank and bank this contract. Okay, that I have provided my 100 quintals of wheat to this guy. The bank would say, I'm not really sure. Is this contract real? Okay. So now that contract can be issued on blockchain, right? With a unique stamp, and they can go to the bank and it can be so easily verified. No chances, right? Now that is fantastic because this, for a country like India, is an incredible use case. Okay. And I'm a total believer in that. Okay. There are certain use cases which I think are not really required, right? Money is already decentralized to a very large extent. You don't need to find another way to decentralize money. So that is why I'm unable, or I'm not a big believer in crypto as an asset class. Blockchain, yes, not crypto.
What about Ethereum?
I think the Ethereum use case is great, but from a holding trading perspective, that hasn't got at least me excited to do it. We'd love to find use cases for it in our business, and I would love to see that expand. But as an asset class to hold and to trade, etc., that's not particularly my risk appetite.
I think when people buy the Ethereum token, they're basically betting on the possibilities of that Ethereum network and what can be built, like what blockchain technologies can be built using the Ethereum protocols.
Yeah.
So you're sort of betting on
the sector.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
So that's I think the story about Ethereum, and then Polygon is supposed to be a layer built on top of Ethereum. It's the same logic.
Yeah.
That you're betting on the possibilities there.
Yeah.
You're betting on the whole new Web3 ecosystem. In saying that, even I'm not that much of a Web3 expert to understand the exact future of what's happening. And I turn to people like yourself. Because I feel that as with politics or geopolitics or news or crypto, you try learning it from all sides of the spectrum.
I agree, and I would be very far from knowledgeable on the subject. I'm trying to get smarter myself on, and these are some of these concepts are out there, right? Metaverse is really out there. I don't know if you've seen Ready Player One, but Steven Spielberg, right? For him he literally imagined the metaverse so many years back, and I think. Maybe we're going off topic, but the metaverse, in my view, and Ready Player One captures this, is a reality that happens when society starts functioning in a different way. Right? For you to spend significant amount of time away from physical conversations like this in a pure virtual environment, something has got to fundamentally break in our society. Okay, even in Ready Player One, and sorry for anyone who's not seen it, but they come back to a place where there's a healthy balance, and they actually shut down Ready Player One or whatever they call the game for periods of time so that people can enjoy physical company. Now, is once again, this is that nuance point I was making. Is a virtual world, is a Web3 environment great for certain use cases in certain environments for certain people? 100%. Go for it. No problem. But it cannot be imagined to be something that we will spend majority of our time in. The day we start doing that, I think we're living in a society that has fundamentally broken its basic principles.
No, for sure. coming and I think what you're also trying to say is that for all these crypto dreams to actually take place, for Bitcoin to surge even further, we need to see an active metaverse like that where there will be active crypto trading. I think that's what you're getting towards also.
Well, that's what it seems like now, because where is the real world application of crypto, of Bitcoin, right?
Which brings me to a conversation I had with a VC who invests in blockchain. She was talking about Africa. She was telling me how she keeps visiting Africa to invest in African startups, etc., near Ghana, Nigeria, that area. And I asked her, what's Africa like? So she effectively told me that it's almost entirely bought by China, firstly,
Yeah,
like
that's right.
almost all of Africa. And China has made it mandatory to use the digital yuan, which is their blockchain based currency,
That's right.
which some people say is supposedly going to replace the dollar as the stand. Like, what's the word?
Gold standard.
The gold standard. What gold used to be became the dollar.
Yeah.
And now they say possibly there might be a fall of USA, which American media will never speak about, but that's what the world is witnessing.
Yeah.
And the war happening between
And the
Russia
inflation
and Ukraine. The inflation rate. Too many things are pointing towards, I won't say a complete fall of USA. It's not going to go down. It's probably going to be the second country. It's just not going to be the ultimate superpower in the world, not the big daddy of the world. Honestly, China with its economic strength is likely to become that big daddy in the world.
Okay.
And they are going forward with their own cryptocurrency called digital yuan. Now, what I understand from it is every time you want to trade in digital yuan, you're supposed to give a lot of your details to even buy one digital yuan. I don't know how you say it, yuan. So my point is China is collecting a lot of data of anyone who's using digital yuan. So they already have data on all African business owners who they deal with. Plus, if someone's trading with African business owners.
Right.
And because data is the new oil, which is 110% true. As my career keeps going forward, I realize the power of data.
Yeah.
That when we talk about Gulf countries which made their fortunes in the last 50 years through oil, the next massive fortunes are going to be made by whoever
Absolutely.
holds data.
Yeah.
As we see with the big tech giants of the world in terms of
Correct.
Twitter, Facebook, etc. But imagine a country's government that holds all data. And honestly, the progress that China has seen is because they have so much data on its citizens, probably. I'm sure they're using that data to mold their country better. Now imagine that they basically kind of take over the world economically, which they have done. They've taken over almost all the poor countries you can think of, the small poor countries. They're taking over all of Africa. Man, we're like talking about the next 50 years where China will be the emperor of the world.
Yeah, no, I think China will have a very large presence on the world. It's obviously to be seen whether they, really displace the US. I mean, I think there's never been a credible threat to US's position as it has been today. I think that's for sure. But I'm with you. And once again, blockchain is a very powerful technology. Once again, blockchain was supposed to protect people's identities and not the other way around, right? But again, it's the use case, right, of how it's being deployed, which is exactly opposite to the point of blockchain. But countries will use it. It will get abused. It will also serve great purposes, and that's true for any technology.